Are the remarks by Turkish president on his way back from Egypt after signing this historic declaration along with U.S. President Donald Trump, Qatari Emir and Egyptian president. Of course, Turkish president acknowledging that declaration and that signing of a peace deal being remarkable, being historic, but also he wants to bring attention to the long-standing aim, which is the aim of many other nations along with Turkey, which is establishing two-state solution in the long term. Of course, that declaration that was signed yesterday doesn't exactly mention the two-state solution, but rather is mentioning and acknowledging the rights of both nations, the rights of Palestinians and Israelis to live peacefully together. It acknowledges that, but again, two-state solution is yet to be finalized and put into words. But we understood from Trump that his priority is rather more nations signing Abraham Accords with Israel. But again, these are the different priorities coming from different nations, and that is a discussion in the making. And of course, these are important remarks because Turkish president actually remarkably seated across that table, and it was a long-standing aim by Ankara. Turkey has long pledged to guarantorship in the region since this conflict began. Of course, during Biden administration, we saw that trio trying to ink ceasefire deals, and they inked a ceasefire deal earlier this year, Egypt, Qatar, and the U.S. But this time around, the difference is the addition of Turkey as an active and key player. And of course, this is a huge win for Turkish president and also Turkish government, and Turkey is acknowledging that, and Turkey is saying it is ready to provide support when it comes to anything related to Gaza's reconstruction and rebuilding. And of course, there are questions of whether there would be Turkish troops or whether there would be international peacekeeping forces established in Gaza, and whether that would include Turkish troops or U.S. boots on the ground. Again, leaders are saying these are the discussions still in place. They're making certain discussions on certain topics like that, but we need to wait and see whether that would be a finalized thing at the end. But of course, we know that Trump's deal is suggesting that there would be an international peacekeeping force. But again, we need to wait and see the details to be finalized. And lastly, Isabel, of course, Turkey emerging as a key player here doesn't come as a surprise. We saw Turkish president co-chairing a meeting on Gaza with U.S. president on the sidelines of UNGA in September. Then U.S. president hosted Turkish president at the White House, and Turkish president talked about how Donald Trump asked Turkish president to see if he can convince Hamas to be on board when it comes to inking the ceasefire deal. Then these steps came forward. So of course, it's important to acknowledge that Turkey conducting this active diplomacy and constructive dialogue with U.S. President Donald Trump changed many things when it comes to this Gaza deal. And of course, that constructive dialogue was evident when Trump gave a special shout out to Turkish president, saying he's been always there for him whenever Trump needs him.
Kubra Akaç live there for us from Ankara. Thank you.